Hey everyone, it's Herc, and just wanted to show all you pre-beta testers some of the new stuff that's been worked on in the last few weeks. One of the things is the comments is working really good now. So you can see if you have a bunch of comments on your blog and you know maybe that it's a PBN or a site that's just getting a bunch of spam comment, you'll be able to just delete that, and then what it'll do is it'll go into a queue. You can see down here queued. And what it's going to do is start deleting all those comments one by one. And if you want to see what's going on, you can just click here to view your logs, and it'll show you exactly what's going on with each of them as it's happening, so you can check on things. Also for optimization, we now have the ability to get rid of any spam, which this one, these sites don't have any, or post revisions. And what post revisions are is when you go in and you update a post or you make changes to a post, it saves kind of the older copy, so it starts creating a bunch of post revisions. So for some people, they're going to want to keep them there in case they make a mistake and want to revert back to an older version. Other people will want to get rid of that stuff just because it's taking up extra space on their server, so you can just clean it up if you want. Very simple to do. Updates are working really good with everything, theme updates. But one of the really cool things that we've worked really hard on is actually this tagging now. Okay, so you can tag your sites for a lot of things, but here's some of the improvements that we made. So I'm just going to go in and manage tags. You can see that we have different tags for PBNs or money sites, client sites, CPA related sites. But one of the things I've started doing with my own blogs is actually I like to quickly know who my web host is for each site, as well as who my registrar is for each site, and have quick access to them in case I need to go make changes. So one of the tags you can make, let's say you were working with a web host and you're hosting at GoDaddy, you could type in godaddy.com, and we'll make this, let's just make it an aquamarine tag, and I'll save that as GoDaddy. Okay, and then I'm going to create another tag for, let's say we're using maybe easy blog networks and .com. So notice I'm putting in the domain and then a .com. I'm going to make that an aquamarine as well, because that is another host. And then I'm going to create a couple more tags. So now let's say I have registrars. I'm going to do namecheap.com, and we're going to make these guys one of these new flower colors, I guess. Okay, and then I'm going to add one more. And who's another registrar? Maybe Phoenix is one that I use quite a bit, phoenix.com. And once again, we'll also make those flower colored, and we're going to save those. So now what the nice thing is let's say that this particular site, THDOM, was hosted with GoDaddy and the registrar is Phoenix. I can drag those tags over there and save them. And then same thing here. This is a PBN site. Let's say it's hosted at Easy Blog Networks, and our registrar for this was Namecheap. I'll do another one over here. Okay, this is a client site, so it's probably hosted with somebody like GoDaddy, and the registrar once again was Namecheap. And then I'll do this one. All right, this is a money site. Let's say we're hosting with GoDaddy, and that was through Phoenix. Okay, and then finally, I'm going to manage Gold Investor Guide, and let's say Gold Investor Guide was another money site, so we'll put in our money site tag, and it was also hosted with GoDaddy and registered with Namecheap. Okay, I'm going to save those changes. Now you can see all these tags are here to give you information about your sites. You can have multiple tags on any of your sites. So we can see this is a money CPA site. I don't know if you'd want to have both, but whatever. But you can see GoDaddy and Phoenix are there. Here we have Easy Blog Networks and Namecheap. But the really nice thing about these is that if you put in the formatting of domain.com or domain.net or whatever, just that, they actually become clickable, so that you can actually click on this so that it will take you over to godaddy.com. This one will take you to phoenix.com. So it's a really easy way to know where each of your sites is hosted and where the domain was registered at, as well as gives you a quick access to get into all those sites. And then of course, if you have a lot of sites like me, I have over approaching 130 inside of my site now, you can easily say, look, I only want to look at all the sites that are hosted with GoDaddy, and there it loads those. Or you can say, I only want to look at sites hosted at Easy Blog Networks instead of GoDaddy, and we only have one of those, or whatever, you know what I mean. You can do different combinations of everything. So it's a really nice update to the tags. The other thing is we added these two at the bottom, and those are going to be static. They're always going to be there. So if you don't have any tags, like I was finding that I was adding a lot of blogs and forgetting to tag them for whatever reason, and then they would just be buried and it was hard to find them. So we added a tag for not tagged. So if you click this and you don't have any sites that aren't tagged with anything, those will load up for you, and then you can tag them appropriately however you want. And then of course we have this deactivated tag, and what that's going to do is show you any of the sites where you have Project Supremacy v3 installed on the site, but it's either not licensed or not activated. So lots of options there for taggings. That's the big new updates that we've been working on really hard. We're going to take this further, and we're going to actually create a whole tag management system. We're also going to be able to link you not only to a domain.com, but to any URL that you specify. So if you wanted to go right to the namecheap.com login page, for instance, we're going to be able to do that. So you'll be able to specify your URL for your tag to be clickable towards. So tags are really, really important. They help you organize your blogs. And I'll show you one more thing that we've worked really, really hard on. I'm going to switch view here, and I'm just going to remove my tags. Okay, now what this got worked on quite hard over the last few weeks. This is the side of things that's going to allow you to manage your themes and plugins in bulk for multiple sites. So for instance, if I only wanted to look at sites that were on GoDaddy.com, okay, these 4 sites, and I wanted to add a plugin, for instance, to all these 4 sites, I could click the select all, and that's going to load these 4 sites in this little box. And then in these columns, these are all the plugins that are loaded on those sites, the plugins and themes. I'm actually on the themes, so these are the themes. You can see if you click down, these are the 3 themes that are on, 2015 is on these 3 sites, but it's only active on TH-DOM. So if you wanted to activate it on the other 2, you could actually click those and activate it. But what it's really useful for is plugins. You can see over those 4 sites, there's actually quite a few plugins. A lot of them you're going to want, a lot of them you're not going to want. So for instance, Akismet, you can see it's not activated on these 2 sites. So what you can do is actually click them and activate that. That's an anti-spam plugin, so it's very, very useful. And that'll activate on those 2 sites. Now the other thing is, if you had your own plugins, say purchase plugins or whatever, and you wanted to upload them to multiple sites, this is going to be the sites that you're working with. So if I clicked on upload plugins and I went to my plugins and I wanted Google Sitemaps on all those plugins, I could add that to the queue. Okay, and you can see successfully added to the queue. Now it's going to add that to those 4 sites. If I didn't want to add it to one of the sites, I'd have to take it out, of course. So let's get rid of all these sites. All right, and we're going to change our tag again. Let's work on our PBN sites. You can see there we have, I got to get rid of GoDaddy. I only want to work on our PBN site. So I have one PBN site. I can once again select it, and now I'm working on this site. These are the plugins for this singular site. If I want to add a new plugin to that one site, I can, or multiple plugins if you have multiple plugins loaded, or even if you want to use the WordPress repo, for instance, AMP. Let's actually do this. Let's go add our AMP plugin to these. So I'm going to clear the tags. All right, so I'm going to work on all of these sites. Okay, so I'm gonna unclick this one as well and make sure nothing is clicked here, and then I'll just refresh the screen just to make sure everything's good. Refreshing the screen sometimes, if you're having issues, can help. So remember, switch view, and there's all the sites. I'm gonna add them all. Okay, we're working on 5 sites now, and now I want to go to plugins. Okay, so now I'm going to upload a plugin, and I'm going to upload a plugin to those 5 sites from the WordPress repo, and that's going to be AMP Supremacy. Okay, that's obviously our AMP plugin, so I'm going to go search for it, and there it is. And now I'm going to click install now. And if you don't know, we just released our version 2 of that. So there you go. That plugin has now been uploaded to those 5 sites, and once again, tagging has played a big role in being able to group your sites in multiple different ways. So it's really great. And now I'll go view the manage history, and it'll tell you what's going on as it's happening. You can see Akismet has been, all these things were, this was an activate Akismet, ask Akismet anti-spam on those 2 sites. Here we uploaded Google XML sitemaps to those 4 sites, and here we're installing AMP Supremacy to these 5 sites. So your your kind of manage history is telling you what's going on. If for any reason something fails on this, you can retry a failed. You can also clear successful or clear finished sites, so it helps you keep your manage history really good. So it's just a helpful way to really help you manage all your sites in bulk really quickly. So that's it for this update. That's what we've been working on. And if you guys like it, make sure to leave comments below. All right, talk to you soon.